Okay, so today our topic, okay, so let me give me an introduction. Give you an introduction. So this is Aaron from Sangfo. So it's honor to be here to give a presentation today about the secure operation. So when we talk about secure operation, some people may talk about ICAM, SIM, or the XDR platform. So it's true. Uh, but today our topic will be around the NDR offering. It's our cyber command. It's a network detection response. So according to our last 10 years experience, so a lot of SMB, SME customers, they don't have the budget to buy the SIM and XDR. But what they are really want is that they want there's a centralized platform can provide the access management and also the vulnerability scanning and the patch management and also the instant handling, the detection capabilities. So our NDR offering can integrate with our firewall and endpoint, and we can also provide a full visibility based on a centralized platform. So most of customers, they will regard our Cyber Command NDR as a security operation platform. And the best thing is that it's very easy to manage, very easy to get all the results from the dashboard. And actually, it's also have a lot, a very great integration capabilities from the firewall, from the endpoint, and give you all the centralized platform. So, and the best thing is very simplified from the user experience perspective. So today, our topic will be around how to use Cyber Command to build a simplified secure operation center. This is our major topic. So I can tell you the first thing is let's look back about the background of the security landscape. So in the last 30 years, you can see the different payloads and from attacker's perspective, they used to generate a lot of virus, worms, and spyware. But now they are doing the APT and social engineering attacks and even the APT. So I, the workload become more complicated and very hard to find, but it's easy to penetrate and bypass your security policies. So, which means the cybersecurity threats evolve very rapidly, rapidly speed. And the second thing is that you can see a lot of black swan the instance, like there's a 600% of the spike in cybercrime over the past 3 years, and 57% of attacks are missed by traditional antivirus solutions. And also there's some financial loss you can see from anywhere actually nowadays. And when we talk about security, some people say, uh, actually the attackers will attack you. Everything happens within minutes, within seconds. But if you want to find how many breaches I'm suffering and can I discover and clean it up, so the whole process will occupy you days and months. Actually, the average of this instance will be discovered will around 2 months from the global worldwide statistics. So, security is more like a time race. If you cannot find it, cannot discover in the real quick time, so there's a huge security gaps, which means you will have a very high possibility to suffer the data loss. Okay, so uh, some people say, as a SMB, SME, maybe 200 organization, what should I do? And they already have Palo Alto firewall, maybe some for the firewall, and also the CrowdStrike EDR, even some other the different vendors. But they don't have a security platform. Why? I ask why? Because they think the boss don't have the budget to buy SIEM, and they heard about the XDR, but XDR is too expensive for them from the budget level. But today, if I tell you, there is a very economic offering, and it's called Cyber Command that can give you just maybe 1/5 of the price, and also include other features around the XDR around the SIM, and we can also do the integration with the firewall and the endpoint is secure. What happens? So some customer will willing to hear about us. What is our architecture design and what's our key features? So I tell you, Cyber Command will fit into this category and just fit into the SMB SME. So let us talk about what is Cyber Command. Cyber Command is a network detection response and gathers data from the endpoint, from the firewall, and they will correlate all the data and give you the contextual visibility for each security instance. And it's also become a powerful platform and to track the attacker path, not only focus on the north to south, but also focus on the east to west. So give you complete network visibility. That is the cyber command. We call it the NDR-based security operation platform. And meanwhile, if you look at it deeper, you will find that there is a lot of advanced AI engine and chips, and also there's a machine learning technologies and can detect the threats with a high precision, and also have security teams and reduce time. If you are using other platform, maybe you need to hire one shifting manager to capture the instance, and you need to have hire some security analyst. But with the cyber command, actually just one people is enough because our instance, our detection capability will happen and automatically and try to analyze the logs alerts for you automatically. And we will also provide response capabilities integrated with third party and our own offerings. So with our AI engine behind, actually they can heavily reduce you capex from the people, from the process, from technology level. Okay, so Cyber Command will focus on the three perspective. The first one is the threat detection. So I know you guys are talking about the IPS, IDS firewall, but it's deployed in the outside parameter. So just like firewall, they can block the outside attacks, but they cannot see what happens internally. For example, today I'm an attacker. I'm trying to penetrate the weakest part. Maybe there's a laptop, maybe there's a faculty. They are trying to browse the internet, and they brought some malicious payload, malicious maybe the virus or ransomware or crypto mining, some other things. And the the laptop is already become zombie and become manipulated by the attackers behind, and they are trying to launch east to west attack, which means they are doing the lateral movement, and from this laptop to a server A to server from server A to server B, and you need to have a tool to monitor internally, maybe analyze the traffic and to see what happens internally. But firewall, IPS, IDS cannot do that way. So threat detection, which means we can analyze the network traffic. Our cyber command not only have a platform, but we also equipped it with a lot of network sensor. The sensor just tap into core switch. So every different work zone, network zone, when the traffic go through the core switch, and the data will mirror into our network sensor. We call it STA, Stealth Traffic Analyzer. So after our network sensor collect the data, we will do the comprehensive analysis, and we will find the east to west attack and who are attacking you and move internally. So that is the threat detection that we can find. And from the technology perspective, we embrace the AI, behavioral analytics, and threat intelligence generated by Sunfall, because our Sunfall also create a lot of global threat intelligence. And if you want a metrics from the third party and to measure whether our platform is better or not, actually we have full coverage of the Matter attack. It's an international standard to evaluate your security capability is good or not. So we can provide full coverage of the Matter attack frameworks and cover the tactics and the techniques. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is the threat hunting. So I know some of your organization, maybe you don't have a security experts to investigate, to analyze the instance behind, but we can give you the root cause analysis and give you the what happens, when it happens, how it happens, why it happens. So which means there will be a time story, and there's also visibility for you to cover the network, cover the endpoint. You will know why it happens. The root cause analysis is called threat hunting. So all the things will from the natural language to give you the idea why. Maybe you have some weakest point you need to refine. That is a threat hunting that we can provide for you. And the third thing is a threat response. So some customer always ask me question. So do you support Palo Alto, Fortinet, and so forth, and even some CrowdStrike, some other third party? The answer is yes. Our as a security operation platform, so our cyber command uh, not only support our own product, but we can also provide a SOAR, which means using the playbook to integrate with third party. So doing the threat response. Okay. And we can provide you six tips for you. And the first one is you can gain the increased visibility of your network infrastructure, like endpoint, network, and also if you install our endpoint in the cloud workload, so you will also monitor the cloud offerings, cloud workload. Okay. The second thing is we will provide you the vulnerability scanning and identify and some misconfiguration we will identify and eliminate the blind spots. And even some of the IT assets, maybe it's already hidden in the corner and you don't know you even don't know you have this kind of assets in your IT environment. But if there will be some traffic going through the core switch and monitored by our network sensor, we will know, oh, there is an IT assets. There is an IT assets that I need to block it. That is second thing. And the third thing is about monitor and detect hidden threats. So just like I said, from the east to west, the lateral movement, we can give you, we can monitor behind and detect it. Okay. And the fourth, the fourth tips is that we can obtain the contextual and valuable forensic evidence. So we will let you know what happens, and you can base on our platform to get forensic information. And fifth is about simplify and obtain the IT efforts. So if you open our dashboard, you will find all the instance, all the alerts, and also the uh, some technical tactics and mapping into our dashboard, you will find it's very easy to see and very easy to analyze. So simplified is our the biggest feature that we can provide to our customer. And the auto response, no need to say. I just mentioned we can provide the SOAR and playbook integrated with third party. Okay, later I have a tech demo, so I can give you a demonstration about our dashboard. So no worry. I know this slides may be a little not very practical, but later I will dive into the dashboard. Okay, so now we talk about the secure operation platform (NDR), the deployment. So here's a topology from the customer perspective, and there's an attacker trying to use the internet, penetrate your IT environment. And there's a management zone. Maybe your backup is here, and your some management system, backend system is here. And our cyber command can be virtualized deployed in this management zone, or you can also purchase our hardware. Hardware will be have more better performance, but it all depends on your requirement and your budget. And here is the management zone. And in the in the uh, in the lower layer, you will find that there is some server farm and server farm B and office network B, and there's some branches. So if you want to know what happens in the different zone and from the north to south, from east to west, so we can give you suggest that you can deploy a network sensor, tap into the core switch. Maybe all the traffic will go through this interface. I mean the downstream interface, and we can monitor the downstream interface, and you create an interface in the core switch and become the mirror working under the mirror mode, and our SDA can just connect to that interface, which means all the core switch the traffic will mirror to our network sensor, and after we analyze, we transmit to our cyber command to provide you visibility, to provide you maybe the 3D giant screen, and for you in the data center, maybe in your maybe the SOC center. So that is our deployment divided to parts. The first part is a cyber command platform, and the second one is a network sensor. So our components can be hardware, can be virtualized. Okay, and let me just highlight some features. The first one is asset management. Uh, you cannot protect something you don't know, right? So the first thing we will let you know is we will analyze and just form assets, a list of assets, how many server you have, how many laptop you have. and there's something that we can do and analyze the potential risk. For example, there are some unpatched zero-day vulnerabilities. Maybe you are not patched properly, and there's unauthorized services and apps that we can block the apps. And there's some missing security controls, maybe some misconfiguration from the weak passwords, and also the auditing policy you are not open. So we will capture it and give an evaluation for your weaknesses. And there's some weak passwords and missing. There's some maybe connection is not encrypted properly. So we will just find the potential risk in your IT environment, and we will give a report. That is assets management. And later in our dashboard, I will deep dive into how we can manage the assets. Okay. The second thing is about meta attack coverage. So just like I mentioned, firewall, IPS, IDS from the outside parameter, you don't know what happens, and uh, you will they will protect from the outside attacks, but you don't know what things happens internally. So the first highlight we can do is a complete network coverage, not only from the north to south traffic, but also east to west lateral movement. We can monitor, we can analyze, and we can give you the response quickly respond. And we can also collect some network gateway logs and endpoint logs. From the data feeding, I recommend you, maybe some of the customers say, do you support third-party data ingest to your cyber command? So from our product design, we are not highly focused on those kind of data from third party. You know why? Because they don't have very valuable telemetry data. So we have many years of the attack and defense experience. So we are willing let you to collect our data, maybe our EDR and our firewall, and we can give you very valuable telemetry data and analyze it. But we can support in the third party inject the data logs to our platform. So don't misunderstand me. And we can support, but we are not recommend. It's not our first priority to analyze it, correlate it. Okay, but from the response perspective, we can support all the third party, and we will equally treat every components maybe equally. Okay, that is the complete network coverage, and we will also provide our own artificial intelligence engine behind, and also threat intelligence. Okay, so with the old technology, we can capture the APT, ransomware, crypto mining, and known and unknown threats. And we can also prevent from some attackers bypass the security controls. Okay, and here's the meta attack. So in our dashboard, you can easily capture. We already covered the whole meta attack and the techniques. Okay, and advanced threat detection. So we have the dedicated scenario we will strive for in the last maybe 5 years. And ransomware, we captured the ransomware family around the world more than I think 8 years since the 2017. There WannaCry, there's kind of crap happens. So our security experts team just capture all the payloads from around the world to to chase different ransomware families, and we already chase many years. So we have a better protection from the ransomware level and the crypto mining and the inbound attacks, evasive attacks, and there's some advanced threats that we can detect for you. Okay, and here is a rapid instant investigation. So how to understand that? If you click in our instance, you will find there's time story and there's a timeline and storyline and also uh, the full visibility, cover the network and endpoint. Later, I will show in dashboard. Okay, proactive threat hunting. So here is some impact surface, timeline view, and threat intelligence. Like I mentioned, actually, if you want to get the investigation, you need to have a better threat hunting tools, and our cyber command can present all the results in the dashboard. Okay, the the final part is about how to respond it when we find there's a threats, there's an instance happens. Okay, so we can provide you open box for you to create a playbook. But I know maybe you have a very special scenario and you don't know how to use the playbook. It's okay. Just give us the requirement and let some for technical team to uh, create a playbook for you. And once the attacker trigger maybe there's an IP, there's a file, there's a directory, and they are trying to touch it. It's already trigger our playbook, and we will block the IP current in the file, kill the process. So everything will be happening automatically. Okay. And for the response, this is a playbook, but the playbook need to connect to third party or our own products, right? So we not only provide our firewall EDR because we have a wide portfolio we can cover, but we also support maybe there will be hundreds of the brands that we can support. There's just some more example. Palo Alto, Sophos, Fortinet, Checkpoint, Cisco from the firewall level, and Bitdefender and Sophos, Trend Micro, Symantec from the endpoint level. Okay, because Sound4 we also provide cloud. So actually we can also isolate the virtual machine. And if you are using our HCI, Sound4 HCI, so we can also do a very great integration with the cloud and the security. Okay, and here is some of the existing security ecosystem and like network, FortiGate, what we can provide, checkpoint, what we can provide. But nowadays it's already updated very quickly, and actions we can support more abundant actions actually because the different vendors APIs become more maybe more and more API that are open to we can get so we can support more atomic operations. Okay, this is endpoint, and there's a virtualization. Okay. And as a simplified security operation platform, and maybe some of the security, maybe the CISO, when they want to report to their boss, to their CEO, they want to clarify and emphasize some of the perspective. So we have a intuitive single pane of glass management, which means maybe security incident monitoring, we can give you a 3D giant screen that post in your data center, maybe SOC center, and everyone can sit in a chair to see what happens. Just like a wartime, uh, just like a war room. And the lateral threat monitoring and global attack monitoring and overall security posture. So there's a full giant screen that can post in your SOC center as a in your war room. Okay. And there's a single pane of glass management, and we can also support you different types of reports. So currently we support three types of reports: overall security reports, and endpoint security reports, and threat response reports. And all the reports you can customize by according to your requirements. So you can customize our report and get the something and filter it. Like from time perspective and from the security instance, the type perspective and the inbound threats and also the different criticality, you can just customize according to requirements. Okay, here's some templates. Yeah, if you want to get this report sample, and you can request me after the meeting, and I'm Aaron, so you can easily to reach out to me. Okay, and here's some benefit from the Cyber Command. Cyber Command, you can regard as a security, simplified security operation platform, just like I mentioned. Collect the logs and the detection and auto response, and also provide you visibility and also integrate with our firewall and the endpoint, and also with third party to give a response. Okay, so there's all the secure operation features that we can provide with the economic price for our SMB, SME customers. And the full point, I wish you can remember, enhanced network capabilities, visibilities, and we can also integrate with third party and also our endpoint. So with endpoint and the network combined together, you can get full visibility. First one. The second one is that our detection capability will be automatically. No need to you hire some security analyst to refine, just work on the SIM platform every day because we are not a SIM. Everything AI already resolve it and detect it automatically. So no human involvement involved in the platform. That is second thing. So we can reduce mean time to detect, mean time to response. So that is second thing. And the third thing is that we can do the SOAR, the response automatically. So I think currently the SIM platform and even some of the NDR offering like they cannot support a lot of third party like Darktrace and also the Link Shadow. But Sunfor, we can provide you with a bunch of the third party, and we don't pick any single brand. If you have brand, just fill me in, so we can support for you. And the final thing is that the cost effective. You know why? Because we not only support, we are not like you to embrace the SaaS, and we have a very flexible deployment, like a virtualized deploy in the customer data center, and we can also provide hardware offerings, which means it all depends on you. And if your budget is high, I recommend you to buy the hardware. If your budget is low, I recommend you to buy the virtualized one. Okay. And Cyber Command has a very good customer feedback from, and some of the posts already posted in the Gartner peer insight. Like there's a unique tool to simplify the network operation workload. So this customer regard our NDR is a very good network detection capabilities, detect east to west attack, and they want to see what happens. But this kind of customer, I'm more willing to like suggest them to purchase our EDR. So the NDR will become a simplified secure operation center, secure operation platform. So here's some feedback from Gartner. Okay. Until now, I think the slides part is already finished. Do you have something? And we can just maybe 2 or 3 questions. So before I delve into the dashboard, do you have some questions? I find it. Okay, let me answer the question first. So is there any SIM tool in Sunfor? Uh, So thank you, Faisal, the raise this question. So I can tell you is that Cyber Command is a NDR-based secure operation platform. So not like what you mentioned, like IBM Curator, Splunk, ArcSight. So when you talk about SIM tool, maybe you are talking about vulnerability scanning and some of the maybe attacking and the evaluation the tools. But most of the time, the our product will based on the our maybe the detection response product like NDR, EDR, and even the XDR. So currently, what I mentioned, the Cyber Command is an NDR. So we rely on the EDR and rely on the firewall. So some of the maybe the vulnerability scanning we already built in our NDR. I mean the Cyber Command can provide this feature automatically already inside our product. We don't provide a dedicated maybe third-party tool and like a SIM tool to provide to our customer. Okay, so let me just dive into the dashboard so you will understand what we can provide for you. So our Cyber Command, and they will be divided into, there's a skeleton of our features. Like there's an overview, and we will monitor some dedicated perspective, like the overall security and the east to west attack and and also the north to south attack. And there's a homepage and the response we can provide, detection, and we can provide, and also the asset management, weaknesses discovering, and also the report. And later, I will also tell you how to integrate with third party. So just dive into let's look at the homepage. So in homepage, you will know how many pending risks in your IT environment. Like there will be more than 300 secure alerts that you need to deal with. But no worry, we've already reduced the noise. Only 9 security instances that you need to handle because the alerts already reduced and just combined together into single number of the security instance, which means we already reduced the risk and for you, and only 9 security instances that you need to handle. And golden eye, which means just look at it, and there's a search and tracking tool provides a holistic view on endpoint access. For example, there's a 1.1.1 and there's your endpoint in your IT environment. You will know who is the this IP and who are attacking this IP, and this IP connect to which part of your IT environment. So this is just like a center, and around the center, you will know the IP have what kind of involvement in the whole IT environment. That is our golden eye traceback. Okay, and we divided our Cyber Command the view into different perspectives. So like overall security, which means maybe we will just scoring your IT environment. If you have good configuration and vulnerability is less, and you also have a lot of policies just allocated to your critical server, your score will be high. Unless your score will be low, and there's a pending endpoints, maybe pending server, pending host, which means there will be some host you need to check. And here's our security threat intelligence, which means maybe top 10, top 20, the global latest hot security instance response. And we will update into our cyber command. If you are matching, and which means maybe something already happened in your IT environment, and it will be labeled by the occurred and with the red box. But if there is a gray, which means you don't have a hot event happens in your IT environment, congratulations. Okay. And server security and host security and also the assets. And there will be a bunch of the evaluation. So I can tell you is that we highly focus on the server. So maybe we will give you a list of the critical server. And if the server have the security instance, we will label it in here. And if there's and we also list a bunch of the host. And if the host is a financial department and maybe there's a financial server and there are attacks, attackers are inject through the general remote command, we will just list them here. You just click in, you will find how to respond it and why it happens. Okay, there's a top 3 and top 5 threats you need to catch. Okay, and let us just talk about detection. Detection is the first. We collect the EDR and firewall data from our own components, also third party. So the first thing that we can provide is that we will collect the logs and all located in just all stored in here, and you can just filter your conditions, and the logs will be related to weaknesses risk and access risk, service detection, and point detection, and there's a bunch of the logs different types you can filter, and also the traffic direction, because our network sensor will capture the server to internet, host to internet, and server to server, and there's different directions that we can catch, and you can filter by the IP address and protocol, and so you will get the logs. If you have the compliance, maybe the regulator need you to collect all the logs and also have a very strong filter functions to provide those logs. So our cyber command can provide this thing. Okay, and the second thing is a threat detection. So we have detection GPT. If there's a instance happens, just click in, and there will be a lot of natural language to show what happens, the root cause analysis. This is not inside our trial version, so I cannot give you the demonstration. But we can see some other instance later. I will show you. So ransomware, we can cover the RDP brute force attack, common exploited vulnerabilities, and commonly used port, command and control communications. So all the different cycle from the ransomware level, we already know what phase the attacker will use, what kind of tool to penetrate you. So we already just inject our engine to analyze these kind of behaviors. So for example, RDP, SMB, and SSH, this kind of brute force analysis attacks is very common. The attackers will use the RDP to RDP protocol to penetrate your remote desktop and to manipulate it. But we will examine it and block this kind of connection. And crypto mining, like a pool connection and the work submission and the command and control communication. So crypto mining is also the scenario that we will target because attackers will fully use your server and to fully use your CPU to run and to get a Bitcoin, right? So it's also a very dangerous virus. It can easily to transform into the ransomware. So we also have a great effort to analyze the crypto mining. Okay, this is detection, like a file threats, inbound attacks, and evasive attacks. Actually, it's all around the the different directions attacks. And okay, now we jump into the response page. So the response will around the security instance. So let's just look at how many instance happens in the IT environment. So you can synchronize your Active Directory because the organization and access information can synchronize from the Microsoft Active Directory. And we just find it. And okay, just a security instance. And there will be some of the instance happens. And if we click in, and there will be the different stages of attacks, like they are under command and control or under propagation and under impact. So we just click in, we will find more details. Let me find a visible thing, like this one. Brute force attack. You will find the details. There's an attacker, and there's a attack result is fail, and there's a hit rules. So brute force attack, they are trying to exploit, and the severity is low. Maybe the frequency is not very high, and there's original logs, and we already listed in here. And if you look at, you will find there's some source IP, destination IP, destination port, and here's recommendations. I wish you can change the strong passwords for account. And there's also attacking, exploiting system vulnerabilities. Okay. And you can coordinate the response. If you find there's someone attacking you, attacking your server, you can just call directly from the firewall from the endpoint, and we can remotely block the source IP and isolate the endpoint, isolate the file with the devices already connected to our platform. So you can easily to call, maybe block the domain, and using the different version and different components, and just like them to remotely execute maybe blocked IP for you. So it will be done automatically. This is a directly call. And if you want to automatically to respond to the instance, we can also using the response applications. So here's just some example from Sanford level, but we can also support third party. And if you click in, you will find there's a lot of response actions, and modify the account lockout, add account lockout, add browsing risk notification, and there's a firewall, which means we can remotely add IP address block and remove the IP address block, clear IP address block, and blacklist IP. So there's a lot of atomic operation that you can do. And here's some of the sensor device. For example, if you want to connect Sophos and Fortinet and also the Palo Alto, you can also just synchronize in here. And you can write a playbook and call directly and block something, or you can also build your own playbook to respond it. Okay. And let's jump into the access management. Because some customer they are using the LDAP or Active Directory, and they have organization, different department, different assets, and different staff information. You can synchronize in here, and when you click the department, and all the department the assets will be showing here. Just click in, and you will find we collect a lot of information like basics and like IP address, and also the groups, which operating system types and virtual machine and account and application and hardware, CPU, disk, partition, GPU, and some other things. This is our asset management, and we can provide it for our customer. And here's the weaknesses, like a vulnerability. Because some of the vulnerability is based on the CVE. So we just synchronize the CVE, the latest status, and in our dashboard. So we will show you the latest vulnerability by severity, and also give you the top 5 vulnerability groups. And everything will be showing here. You just click one, and we can do the bulk operation, which means we will allocate the because you can regard several command. We also have an IPS signature database, so we can just trigger the database and to have virtual patching from the network level. Weak passwords, so we can examine the weak password. And for example, there's a server and the password is maybe 6 digit and 12345 6. We will label is a weak password. And there's an unencrypted web traffic, improper configuration, misconfiguration, like the URL is not encrypted, and there's maybe connection to the database is not encrypted. We will let you know. Okay. The final thing is our report. And there's a report that you can see. And let me just download for you. You can see here is the overall security report. And we can give you overall security instance, fixed instance, group security, and there's an inbound threats, weaknesses, server threats, host threats, security enhancement. So using our server command, actually you can get all the visibility if you connect the network and endpoint. Okay. This is all the things I want to share with you today and about our cyber command. So we can have a Q&A session. So do you have some questions? Okay, guys, if there's no questions, let's wait around 1 or 2 minutes. If there's no questions, I think this webinar will be finished. I wish our cyber command as a security operation platform can help you to penetrate the SMB, SME market. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out to Sanfor. Thank you.